Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Sunday, April 30th. I didn't want to go turkey hunting this morning. It's like 35-mile-an-hour winds out. And the last 2 weekends I've been running all over 3 or 4 different pieces of public land trying to find some birds. I've been dealing with some kind of sketchy weather and quiet birds that are kind of henned up and just not really making a ton of noise or gobbling. And wanted to take a day off. I actually spent some time this morning and got my fan built from the bird that I shot on April 15th, opening morning of shotgun season. I put a video together on how to do a turkey fan disassembly and reassembly with Bondo. That way you don't have to use borax and get a bunch of borax in your fan. I wanted to take some time today to get out in the workshop, build some turkey fan and beard mounts. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of sketch out a design that I've been considering using, and then I'll take you through the build process that I use. That way if you want to do some DIY turkey mounts for yourself, you can do them on your own. This is going to be kind of a rough sketch of what I'm trying to do for my turkey fan mounts. When I mount the fan, I actually use Bondo to hold all the feather tips together. So I'm trying to build something that will cover up about this much of the fan. But I also want something that'll hold the beard and the spurs down below it. So what I was thinking I might try and do, I went to Canva, printed out a couple outlines of some turkey tracks, and actually try to burn those into the mount when I get done. But for just kind of an outline of the mount, what I'm trying to come up with is kind of a half circle that comes down like this, has a little bit of a hump at the bottom, and then I want to make another little plaque that comes down from it. I want to try and burn the turkey track or two. I don't know if it's going to be 1 or 2 yet, but it just depends on how big it is, how many I can get in there. But then I want to have a place to, for the shotgun, birds I shot with a shotgun, I want to have a place to mount the shotgun shell with the beard sticking out of it and the 2 spurs on the 2 sides of it. But that's kind of what I'm starting with. I picked up a couple pieces of really nice hickory from Menards. Okay, I'm gonna start with this first piece of hickory. Actually, I kind of like that knot that's in it. I think I maybe want it on the bottom. I'm gonna trace this lightly in pencil just to see what it looks like. Actually, kind of like that knot that's in there. Maybe I can put the turkey track right here or something. Then I was thinking about attaching a little darker piece of hickory to the bottom to do this little part of it. Have it come in like a strip like that. Actually, use a little cheater right here. 6¼ would be the center. Just using this stain can to help mark my little arches for this little arched piece. I think that looks pretty good, and then I can still add a turkey track on there. Okay, these are our two pieces for our plaque for our turkey mount. I'm actually gonna put it in the miter saw and cut the two ends off right here, and then I'll come down and do the curves with the jigsaw, and I'll cut the circle out with the jigsaw, and then I'll go back and smooth it out with a router. All right, got our little clamps set up here. We're gonna start working on cutting out our plaques for our turkey mount. I like these little rubber clamps for stuff like this because they don't mar the surface of the wood. But got a fine bit or a fine tooth blade in the jigsaw. I'm just gonna go nice and slow and cut out our crescent shape. Okay, I got the two plaques cut out, the crescent shapes cut out. I used the jigsaw to cut out the two bottom pieces for them. I think I'm gonna like the way they turn out, especially being two different colors of hickory. I also decided on what I wanted to do with these bottom pieces. I just kind of tapered them down to a round at the bottom, just tapered the ends in. Tried to get them down to a round at the bottom. That's gonna let me mount the beard on there. And I can also have a little room to mount the spurs at the top, but then it's not so bulky down at the bottom of it. So that's going to be the 2 shotgun mounts, or 2 mounts for the birds that I shot with the shotgun. Okay, I got the rough cuts done on the plaques for the 2 shotgun turkey mounts that I'm making. And I wanted to put a little detail on them, so I'm going to take the little detail router, put a little Roman ogre bit in it. It's just going to do like a little kind of S shape around the border of these. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to sand them up, and I'll attach that bottom piece to that top piece. Actually goes like that. Then I'll mount the top piece to the back piece. So, got everything sanded. I'm going to go through and start, actually I'm going to go through and clean everything on the workstation up first. And then I'm going to get into the burning and staining and clear coating. So I want to get rid of all the dust first though, so I'm going to blow off all the dusts, vacuum everything up with a shop vac, and put all the tools away, and then I'll bring you back for the finishing touches. All right, I got the garage cleaned out, got all the tools put away, got all the sawdust vacuumed up, got the 2 shotgun mounts pretty much wrapped up. They're all cut out, rough sanded. Just wanted to add a little detail to them. Going to use this little propane torch. I want to leave the garage door open since I'm going to be burning this wood a little bit. I want to let it air out a little bit, so sorry if you hear the traffic noise or the wind a little more. It's a little windy today, but start with the bottom piece and start to darken up the edges. That's one of the nice things about working with hickory though, when you, especially if you're doing this little treatment to it, it actually just smells like barbecue when you're doing it. Let's look at the first one before I still have to glue the pieces together and glue everything down, but just like to use the torch to kind of age everything, and then this wood in the middle will darken up a little bit when I have a little bit of natural stain that I'll put on it, but I'll tone it down. I'll do that next, but first I want to burn everything. Alright, there's a look at the 2 shotgun mounts. All I did was go around and burn the edges. Now I'm going to put on a coat of natural. I'm going to let them cool down just a minute, but I'm going to put on a coat of natural stain. Okay, this is just semi-transparent, natural Minwax wood finish. So it says, resists lapping for even color, dries in 2 hours, rich color in 1 coat. Just put it on with a paper towel. Okay, I put a little glue between the 2 pieces right here. I shot 2 finish nails in just to hold it till the glue dries. Then I actually decided that I liked it a little better, darker here, so I burned just a little bit more of that bottom piece on both pieces. So I actually think that this piece needs a little bit right here too. So. Alright, I'm going to flip these over, put the mounts on or the back pieces. I'm going to mount the back pieces to them. I want these to come up about maybe 2 inches into the back piece. Just measuring up 2 inches from both sides. And then before I mount those, I'm actually going to grab one of those turkey fans. I'm going to hold it together like that. fan in to make sure that it covers everything. It actually needs to maybe be 1.5 inches to be better. Cheat that down like another 1/2 inch. Add a little glue right there. I put this board right here so this board doesn't fall down when it's getting glued down. So I have the pieces of the mount put together, the turkey fan mount put together. The 2 screws on the back, the piece of wire holding the shotgun shell on the front, the beard in the shotgun shell. And now I'm actually just gonna set the turkey fan on the mount like that. I'm actually gonna drill a pilot hole just to get started in the back of that picture on the other side. Just give the screw a little something to bite to. Hickory's really pretty wood. It just super hard. Just making it tight enough that it holds the fan on there. That's going to be what the turkey mount looks like with the fan on it. I don't know if I'm going to put the spurs on it or not yet. I'm going to go down in the basement. I'm going to put the hanger on the back. And then I'm going to go down in the basement and hang it on the wall and see what I think. I might just string these up with some kind of rustic looking string and maybe just hang them over the shotgun shell so they hang down to like right here somewhere. I'm gonna go see what it looks like first. I got the mount hung on the wall of the turkey fan right behind the like crescent shape. Then this is the little back plate. That's the part that actually mounts on the wall. Just added one of those little like, wall hanger things on it. So, the fan sits kind of flush to the wall and the beard hangs down nice out of the shotgun shell. I think I am going to leave the spurs off of it. I might just start another board, put another strip board or something up that's just spurs. I'm not really a huge fan of collecting the spurs. I'm kind of partial to just the beard tail fan mounts. These are some of those little wall mounts that I was talking about, like arrowhead shaped wall mounts that I was talking about. This is a skull that I found when I was shed hunting. There's another one right there. So, but they just get everything, get the skull away from the wall and tilt it back just a little bit so their antlers look really nice when they're on the wall. You're looking at it from the side, they actually stick out just a little bit. But just kind of a look at what I've been doing. And this is a set of sheds that my uncle and I each found one side. I found one side and he found one side, and then we combined them to make a matching set. I mounted them on one of the plastic skulls, put it on one of these, another one of these little arrowhead shaped mounts. Then I just spray painted the skull black. This is a buck that I shot a couple years ago with my bow and just Kind of did the same thing. I just cut the antlers off, mounted it on one of the plastic skulls, and just spray painted the skull gray. So just a lot of my, not a lot, but some of my turkey fans that I get when I shoot a bird actually go to replacement fans on decoys. I actually probably need to sit down with that decoy and zip all of its feathers back together. I never used that decoy this spring though, so it didn't really matter too much. This was a cedar table that I built. It's live edge cedar. I just turned the two live edges next to each other so it looks like a kind of a river going through it. And then I epoxied it. I put some river rock in the river. I actually put a couple small pieces of gold in there and some fool's gold too, so there's actually gold in that little river, and it actually water falls down off the edge of the coffee table, so it looks like the rocks are just spilling over the edge. It does that on both sides, so it's just a kind of a look at what my basement looks like. I have some of these little deer things on the shiplap wall right here. I might actually just hook those spurs to a piece of string and hang them right there too. That's just a couple shed antlers that I found, so it's just kind of what I'm working on in the basement. I'm gonna put one of the other turkey fan mounts that we built right here. I'm gonna probably stick the other one next to that deer skull on that wall. But I do have a lot of wall space down here, so just wanted to spend a little time this weekend since it was kind of crappy turkey hunting weather, working on some of the projects that I've been putting off so far to cold pan or go turkey hunting. It just was a good day to get in the garage and build a turkey fan, build a couple turkey mounts, make a couple videos about it, and hope you can use some of what I learned out in the garage today to do some of your own DIY turkey mounts. Or, like I said, don't be afraid to take your turkey fan apart, get all the gunk cleaned off of it, and Bondo it back together, and you never have to deal with another issue with it again. This turkey fan that I put in this mount I had shot last year. I Bondoed it maybe a week after I shot it. I have never had an issue with it. I've never had like bugs, mites, anything get into it. Just wanted to let everyone know that it's really not that hard to disassemble a fan, put it back together with Bondo, and build your own little turkey mount. So if that's something that you think you might be interested in, that's kind of what it looks like on the wall. I actually like the fact that the wood looks a little bit darker down here in the basement. But that's about all I have for today. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, and thanks for watching.